All right, so I am just so incredibly excited to talk to you guys tonight because, as I hope that you guys saw on the team page, our team is ranked in the top 50 for the Southeast region. Like, that is honest to God, like one of the coolest things. I'm not even gonna lie, I peed a little, threw up a little when I saw my name on it because I've never gotten that notification before. So I saw it and I was like, okay, what am I tagged in? Like, whatever. And then I read it and I was like, oh, shut the front door. Like, I was just so incredibly excited because I've seen how hard all of you ladies are working. And I want you to know that that goal in seeing my name on there, which really should have been our team name, but they just didn't know our team name. So just scratch that. But seeing our name on there, like, that's not just because of what I'm doing at all. This is not just, all right, cool, Haley's a, top 50 coach, like in the Southeast region. That's not what it's about. It's our entire team that makes this up. And next week's call is going to be diving into like the leadership ladder and what it looks like to earn elite points, so you can be building your business and moving up, in that rank and in that ladder. So I'm excited to dive into that next week. But this week, I really wanted to just dive more into creating momentum for your business, because when I saw that, I immediately was like, this is literally because everyone's working so freaking hard and we're rank advancing and we're taking all these steps, hitting Success Club, doing the vital behaviors and doing the things that we need to be doing consistently to see our businesses grow. So I feel like we're in this really good space right now, and you may be pushing for something, for summit, for a rank advancement, but this momentum has to keep going on day in and day out, week in and week out, month in, month out, because that's how we're going to create growth. That's how we're going to climb this ladder. It's awesome that we're in the top 50 for the Southeast region, but I want us to be top 50 in the entire network. Okay? Like, when Andrew, like, I brought his account to Diamond, but before that, we were like 470. He went Diamond and a couple of you ladies went Emerald. We shot up to 223. Like, out of like 400,000 coaches, that's insane, right? Like, that's pretty freaking awesome. And I want us to be top 200 so we can be an elite team. I want us to be top 100. I want us to be one of the top 50 teams. And I hope that you guys want that too, because like I said, this is not just because of the work I'm doing and the growth, that I'm having with our team. It's because of you ladies. And you're out there and you're grinding and you're hustling and you're growing your teams. You're doing the things that you need to be doing consistently. And I want you guys to keep it up, because when I was working part-time, I was listening to a podcast, and I honestly cannot remember who said this, but I wrote it down on a sticky note. And it said, find the rhythm that creates the momentum. And for some reason, I don't know why, that's just stuck with me ever since I wrote it down. And it just really made sense to me, because it was like, you have to find that rhythm, that routine, that set schedule that works for you, so you can start seeing that growth. So you can start seeing that momentum happen in your business, where you're doing these things consistently. And when everything's moving consistently, it's creating that momentum, right? It's creating that rhythm. And day in and day out, you're doing those things that you need to be doing. And that's how you're going to see expansion happen within your own business and within your own teams. That is my heart and soul with this. Like, I want each one of you to have more success than I have had, and I want you to have it quicker than I did. Because what I'm seeing happen in the past year and a half with our businesses and our team, like, this can be done in a year. It can be done. What I've done in the past 3 years can be done in 6 months to a year, and you guys are the ones who are out there doing that. And it's because of each one of you, I see like where the potential is with our team. And it just gets me so fired up and so excited. So I just wanted to share a couple of quick things. Just, how are you going to get that sustainable momentum in your business? So first things first, and there's only 9 things, and I'm not going to like sit there and, labor on each topic. I'm just going to read it, talk a little bit, and go. So first one, knowing your big why. Your why has to be scary. It has to be something so deep that when you get up in the morning, it's the first thing that you think about. It's the reason why you're doing what you're doing. It's the reason when you get a no, you still go out there and invite those next 10 to 15 to 30 people, whatever it is. That why is what you go back to every single day. And it's definitely ever changing. My why when I started this, you guys know I did not even see the vision behind running a team or creating a business or anything with this. That has drastically changed over the course of the past year. You know, my why now is because I want to stay at home with my baby. I want to provide income for our family without having to go into an office, because I did it once and I hated it. You know, I didn't want to leave him with my mom. I was very blessed that she was able to watch him, but I know that wasn't going to be long term. And your why is so different from my why, but you know what it is. And it needs to be something that is big, that really hits home. That when someone's asking you what your why is, you're like getting emotional talking about it, you know? That's how big it needs to be. The second thing, honoring your priorities. We all know how important it is to make certain things in our lives a priority. And, you know, priorities are not like a set and forget type thing for a business owner. And if you want to stay focused and you want to build momentum, you have got to go beyond simply identifying your top priorities. You have to identify them every single day. This means you have to be focusing on what your own agenda is versus being led by what others are doing. You cannot compare your journey and what your day-to-day looks like with anybody else on this team or within this business, because everybody is so different. And that's another reason why it's so important to set business hours for yourself. Because if you're working a full-time job right now, you need to be giving yourself 100% to that full-time job while you're there. If that's a 9 to 5, an 8 to 4, whatever it is, and then setting aside time for your business hours after work or before work, whenever you can fit it in, or whenever you have nap time hustle, whatever it is. Those are your business hours, and that's when you make your business, your team, your clients, that's when you make it your priority. I'm not saying you can't answer emails or send emails throughout the day, but that's when you really want to give it your main focus, because that's how you're going to start seeing that growth. And when you start doing that every single day, it becomes easier to give yourself 100% to those business hours. The third thing, creating goals that work. Now, you guys know that there are goals that you have to set within this business. Monthly goals, rank advancement goals, maybe you set weekly goals, whatever it is. But you have to have goals that are going to work for you, that aren't going to overwhelm you. And that means you're breaking it down, you know, creating goals that are in alignment with your core values and your vision of success. You know, with this business, a great measure of that success is how many people you help per month and what Success Club numbers that you're hitting. And I know it's like beating a dead horse, but Success Club is so crucial. Not only does it allow you to say, oh, I'm a Success Club 5 All-Star, or I'm a Success Club 10 Legend, like whatever it is, that should be your measure of how well you're doing month in and month out. If you are hitting Success Club 10 one month, the next month you hit Success Club 4 and you're like, crap, I was so close to SC5, like I could have just helped one more person. Well, assess what you were doing that month. Did you send out X amount of invites per week? Did you follow up with those people you were reaching out to? Were you being consistent in posting and sharing and inviting to this opportunity? You have to do that consistently and take note of it. And create that goal for yourself and say, listen, I'm not stopping till I hit SC10. I told myself today I was going to be at SC10. This morning I was at SC10. Because guess what? I kept on inviting and I kept on following up. Now last month it was a different story. I didn't hit SC10 till the end of the month. But guess what? I wasn't doing the things I needed to be doing. I wasn't inviting like I have been this month. Because I didn't want to get down to, I don't know, May 29th and be like, oh my gosh, I need to help 2 more people. Because then that overwhelms you, it stresses you out, and it makes you feel very discouraged when people keep saying no, right? I feel like we've all been there. So definitely creating goals that work and figuring out what your timeline is. I don't know, I've sent it to a couple of you guys, the roadmap to success with your business. I feel like so often we hear, all right, let's rank advance to Emerald, to Ruby, to Diamond. And it's like, okay, great, I know this goal. What's my timeline look like? Because if I told you, okay, your next rank advancement's Ruby, you could say, okay, great, I'll hit it in 4 months. You know, I've got time. Which, yes, you do. But why do something in 4 months when you know you can make it happen in 2 months or even 1 month? You know? So creating that manageable timeline for yourself where Yeah, it might be scary to say, oh my gosh, that means I'm adding 5 new coaches to my team this month. But you can totally go out there and do that. Maybe that means for the next month, you're talking more about the coaching opportunity, relating your post back to the coaching opportunity when you're talking about this, when you're sharing, when you're inviting. Maybe you're going to start doing a sneak peek at the beginning of the month because you want to add those coaches and you want to get them on board quicker than having it in the middle of the month. You have to figure all that stuff out. Does that make sense? Okay, the next thing, taking doable action. So obviously, we all know that you must take action to see results. But are you taking that action? You have got to start assessing what you are doing within your business hours, because if you want to find that sustainable momentum so you can reach those goals, you have to find your doable action steps. Something that's super, super helpful is that business activity tracker. Tells you exactly what you need to do every single day, the time that you should be spending on it. And it's not to say like you should bite off more than you can chew, but you don't expect yourself to take giant steps that end up causing you to procrastinate instead of moving forward. You have to identify the small steps, the doable steps that you can take, and then take them. Going from there and taking one step at a time. Because as you're taking those small steps and you're doing those things and you're being consistent, that's how it adds up and builds momentum in your business. That's one of the main things that I can't stress more enough is being consistent with this. Because this business is not an overnight success. It's not a get rich quick scheme. We all know that. It's not like you sign up to be a coach and you're like, oh yeah, $1,000 in my checking account. Like, I wish it was like that. That would be cool. But if it was like that, everyone would do it. Most coaches quit within their first year with this business because they don't see that crazy growth. But I promise you that growth is not like this. It's not straight up. It's like this, slow and steady. And then one day it's like, because as you're doing better, your team's doing better, you're growing, you're having that success, that just builds up. And it's going to shoot you up and you're going to be like, you're going to see that one paycheck once you start growing your teams and you're going to be like, wow, this is nice. Like, this is what comes from hard work, And that's how, if your goal is to not work a 9 to 5 or not work a corporate job, like, that's going to make the difference for you. That first paycheck you see, and right now maybe your goal is to pay for groceries. Maybe it's to pay for gas. And that's fantastic. If you're getting that paycheck and you're able to cover whatever that goal is, that's awesome. Now, make it scarier and be like, I want to pay the mortgage every month. Guess what? It's scary to say that, and it may freak you out, but you'll do it if that's your goal. And as you're taking those small steps and you're building momentum, it's going to happen. And that leads me to point 5, which is being consistent. This is like I said, I can't stress it enough. Just being consistent and being persistent. You guys know, I just signed up a new challenger. I had been talking to her since last July. She still followed me. She was still watching all my stuff. I only sent her a couple messages because I stopped reaching out to her. And randomly I was like, maybe I should reach back out to her. Maybe I should just see. But had I reached back out to her and I hadn't been sharing my story and I hadn't been posting to my feed and hadn't been talking about what I was doing, she would have just been like, nah, I'm good. Maybe she would have blown it off. Maybe she would have just ghosted me. But she saw that I was showing up every single day for the past, 7 months, 8 months, whatever it's been. That's why it's so, so important. And, if you're starting things and you don't finish, you're not going to see results. Being consistent builds momentum. Taking that consistent action, taking those little steps, your business is going to start steadily growing, and that's what you want. All right, the 6th thing, expecting obstacles. I can venture to say we have all gotten a no before. We've all gotten some sort of objection, and it stinks, right? It's like one of the worst feelings when you've having these conversations with people and you're reaching out to people and they're like, oh, I can't because of this reason, or they make up this excuse. Do not let these obstacles and complications that come within your business, within your conversations, whatever it is, don't let those things stop you in your tracks and bring that momentum to a halt. It is so, so easy to just stop when you get that no. It's easy to feel like, why am I doing this? Why am I reaching out? Like, I keep getting no's, whatever, whatever. No, you cannot think like that. You can't. Do that 100 no's tracker. Fill that sucker out every single week. It's so helpful because all those no's make that next yes all that much better. And guess what? A no is not really a no. It's a not right now. Trust me. I've gotten plenty of no's, and 6 to 8 months later, these people sign up, and I'm like, oh, thank you. You could have been there 6 months ago, but whatever, you know. And if you are assessing your business month in and month out, maybe like I said, you hit that Success Club 10, you were doing really well, then the next month you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like pulling teeth to get to SC5. Like, this is so hard. Evaluate what you're doing. If something is not working, try something new. Try a different way to do it. Try a different way to share. Talk about it in a different light. You know, everyone has different markets. What works for me doesn't work for Sarah. What works for Sarah doesn't work for Natalie. It's not like that. You know, we all have different people we're reaching and different tribes we're wanting to attract. You have got to find that tribe you want to attract. Your vibe attracts your tribe 150%. And if you are not being genuine in what your brand is when you're going on your social media and you're talking to people and you're sharing what you're doing, like, who are you attracting? You know, you really have to hone in on who you want your tribe to be and who you want that community to be. The seventh thing, celebrating along the way. You guys know this is one of our core values, one of our vital behaviors is recognition. Recognize success. Recognize success for your challengers, for your other teammates, for yourself. Everybody on this call right now in our team should be saying that you were on a top 50 team in the Southeast region. Like, that's awesome, right? Like, you should be wanting to share that because as you're sharing that, people are like, wow, like, this is pretty legit, you know? And again, it's not just me doing that. Every single one of you is playing a part in that. And you have to start taking that ownership and saying, like, listen, like, I am my own CEO. It doesn't matter if you're doing this as a side hustle. You are your own boss when it comes to this business, and you have to start acting like you're a top coach. I don't care if you're not a top coach. No one else cares that you're not a top coach. But when you start acting like it, you will start to exude this confidence, and it's going to come off in everything you do. One of the most important things I got from talking to Morgan, she talks about how you have to like 10 times everything. When you're on your story, people don't want to see, hey guys, so I'm just like hanging out this morning. We're going to the park. Show that excitement, because when it comes off on your social media, it's not like you're face to face with somebody. Be like, guys, this is happening today. I'm so freaking pumped. I'm ready to go have the best day ever. Like, whatever it is that you're talking about, but 10 times it. 10 times your voice. When it's excitement or when you're stressed, like, and that sounds probably wrong to say 10 times when you're stressed, but letting people in and like just not overdoing it, because that sounds kind of fake, but just like being authentically you and 10 timesing it. It's so beneficial because that's going to get somebody else who's watching it extremely engaged in what you're doing. But I went off tangent. So going back to recognition, celebrating those little successes. Transformation Tuesday is a great day to share transformations with people on our team, from challengers in our group. Like, we should be doing that kind of stuff. When someone goes emerald, when somebody goes diamond, when we have new coaches, like, we should all be sharing that stuff. That's our team, right? We want to have that team camaraderie. When somebody goes diamond, we should all be cheering them on. We should all be commenting when someone gets a new challenger, when somebody gets a new coach added to our team, when somebody hits a rank advancement and someone posts it in the group. We should all be like, heck yes, girl. And this month, everyone is freaking crushing it on our Ring the Bell. Every time somebody drops a shoe, everyone's like, yes, queen, yes. It's the best thing ever. I love it. And okay, I'm going to go to topic 8 so that we can talk after this. So cultivating self-care. Now, this is something that I'm like preaching to myself about, because as a mom and being a stay-at-home mom, I feel like I do not do self-care. And this can go along with personal development too. It's like anything that can really just like make you chill, right? Like, You have to take time for yourself every single day, whether that's, like I said, reading some personal development, listening to a podcast, just like sitting and chilling and just like taking a moment to breathe, taking a bath, like whatever it is that you want to do, doing a face mask, like whatever it is. But you cannot maintain momentum if you're tired, you're out of energy, you're lacking motivation, you've got negative self-talk going on. So your self-care routine is going to be so important because that's where you're going to get that energy. That's what's going to nourish you. If you're not filling your cup, how are you going to go out there and fill somebody else's? If you're telling other people to go do self-care, but you're not doing it to yourself, I mean, you can't be doing that, right? So taking great care of yourself is a great tip for sustaining momentum because you've got to keep going as yourself, right? If you want everything else in your life to continue going, but you're like, oh my gosh, like you're just drained, it's not going to work. So self-care, so important. Now, the last thing is appreciating support, right? As an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as your own boss, no one's doing this by themselves. We all need support. We need the support of each other. That's like one of the most important things. Having a team that is just going to be rallying behind you every step of the way, you know, helping you guide your business, grow your business. That's why it's so important to have a success partner and to have people that you can power hour with and having these team calls. Like, you're working so hard and whatever it is that you are doing, not only with your business, but in life, you deserve to have support, right? Allow yourself to have that support because without it, it's going to be really hard for you to continue on. It's not easy going this road alone. It really isn't. But when you have it, you have a force coming behind you with anything that you go forward with, and you're going to be unstoppable. So support is such a great thing, so vital. Again, if you do not have a success partner that you're connected with, please let me know because I want to connect you to someone. Like, I cannot even explain to you how important my friendship is with Amber. It goes so much deeper than just talking about business because we literally call each other every single day and just talk about life. And like, we didn't even know we had some of the same struggles. Like, both of us are struggling so hard with like anxiety and staying at home with the kids and like all these different things, and just having somebody to talk to. Yes, we talk about business, we set goals for each other, we push one another to reach those goals every month, but it goes so much deeper than that. So if you're not connected with somebody, please let me know because I want to get you connected and just so you can have that additional support. It's just so nice to like talk to somebody who gets what you're doing and has the same passion for it that you do, because I mean, if you have like a husband or a boyfriend and you try talking to them about this, at least I know I do, Andrew's like, I mean, he's very supportive and I love it, but sometimes he just doesn't understand when I'm talking beach body. So it's nice to have somebody that you can sit there and set goals with and just mastermind and brainstorm, and it kind of allows you to divvy up the work. You know, like when we make stories on Instagram or we have team calls, like some days she takes team calls, some nights I take them. And it's just really cool to just have somebody that you can do that with and grow in this business with. It's been really fun. So that's what I had tonight. I really just wanted to tell you guys how proud I am of you because it was seriously so cool to see that, and it just got me really excited and really hopeful for what's to come for our team, because literally like that was from one person going diamond. So when the next person goes diamond, the next person goes diamond, like I'm literally gonna freak out. It's gonna be so fun. I'm so proud of all of you guys, and it's just so fun to do this with you all. And especially because, like, I mean, like I say all the time, like when I first started this, I had no vision behind growing a team or coaching or anything. Like, I literally was just doing this for myself. So it's just been really cool to see how our team is growing and how everyone's just freaking out there, crushing it and rocking it and changing lives. It's so fun. You guys can take yourself off mute if you want.